Hi, hello, we're here.
Hello. Hi.
Welcome. Well, we're rudderless without Rachel.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Better Than Heroes.
I like how you aren't even making jokes because we can't do it because if Rachel isn't here to cut us off, what do we do?
We can do it. My name's Andrew Ovredahl and I play Flute, aka the Windrider, a human bard warlock. See, I can do it.
And my name is Jordan Dahl and I portray the deeds of the Moonboy, a level 14 Moonboy.
My name is Aaron Urist, and I play K.A.I Hammerstein, the Artificer.
I'm Harley Kelly. I'm the dungeon master of this game, and I'm panicking and going straight into the intro, the scripted intro.
Well, hang on.
You don't need to panic. It's all good. We got this.
In a few moments, we're going to play...
We have announcements we need to make. We can still do it.
Some 5th edition Spelljammer Dungeons & Dragons, but first, let's get to last week's recap.
We have a couple of things before we get to the recap. Sorry.
Yeah,
Don't blow this, Andrew.
What is it?
We have a exciting dice giveaway that's live right now on our social media. We partnered with an incredible dice maker and artist, Cinnamon Roll Dice with an S. If you want to join, go to our Twitter, go to our Instagram, and there will be details about how you can join the giveaway and get some really kick-ass, custom-made Better Than Heroes Spelljammer dice from an amazing artist. Super excited about that. What else? Yeah, just go on there, follow us, see what we're about. Big thanks to all of our followers and our Patreon supporters and Twitch subscribers. You guys make this show possible. You make it so that we can pay our artists and pay Jason, who is with us doing live sound tracking. And we treasure you and we love you. Go check out our Patreon for opportunities to support us and also to get access to all kinds of kick-ass secret benefits. That sounds weird, but there's cool stuff that you can get access to.
Back rubs. Rides to the airport.
Back rubs, yeah, exactly.
And you never know when it'll happen. Aaron will just show up outside of your window one night.
Exactly.
Oily. Going like this.
So oily. You know that guy from the meme who's rubbing his hands together?
Oh, yeah.
I'm like that, but except his yellow suit is oil. Just oil.
Okay, I did forget all those announcements.
Okay, Andrew, now you can say the thing.
And now it's time for last week's recap.
Previously on Better Than Heroes, in the Cove of Bones survivors camp, Nyx, Talon, and the crew went around and around discussing strategy, having a difficult time as they attempted to devise a way to solve all the biggest problems in the universe. They settled on the idea of finding a back door through Florial's workshop to storm the Mind Flayer Psychropolis and destroy the Elder Brain. But first, they needed to regroup in Jadorian. Flute caught up with the rider over a long, angry piss. He was irate that Flute had failed to bring Oxtrillion to hell, but Flute got him to shut up and wait by suggesting, most convincingly, that he do so. After everyone was done pissing, the crew gathered themselves in the cove's refugees and all teleported to Jadorian, a city now fully rebuilt and ready for war against the colony, the Undying Queen, and anyone else dumb enough to fuck with the Clutch and her allies.
Yeah,
the crew headed towards the Dinger, where Goat, the bosun's reincarnation pod, was about to open. Will the crew find a way into the Psychropolis and destroy the Elder Brain? Is Elder Brain another term for dementia? The real-life Mind Flayer? Is this joke really not okay? Find out right now on Better Than Heroes. I felt bad the first time, and I feel bad again. You liked it the first time.
We're back.
We're back.
Welcome to some Dungeons and Dragons, where we're all gonna forget about reality, right? That's what we're doing. That's what we're
doing. Push it away.
So we left the crew in front of this large, pulsing, fleshy pod that was
fleshy.
Everybody drink.
That was adhered to, and it was stuck to the wall here in this garden of the Dinger that was parked at the shipyard of Jadorian. And if you know what that sentence means, you're a fucking hero, baby. You've been here.
Better.
And you're better. Yeah. And so this large, fleshy pod opens in front of you, and there's just a whoosh of liquid that pours out onto the ground. And
I forgot to tell everybody to pull your pant legs up.
And you can see... Yep.
I was going to say Flute wears capris anyway, so no need.
Nice.
Really important interruption. Go ahead.
Can we go around the table real quick and everybody describe what pants they're wearing? Just
what's your ankle length?
We've got to do his, so if everyone wants to announce their pants, that's cool with me.
It's a big N/A on pants for me. Not applicable.
The way you said it, alarming.
I think the Moonboy has, in fact, already taken his shoes off and he's holding them up and rolled his pants up, and right before the pod opened, Relic probably looked over and was like, "Why is he doing?" Oh, goosh. Yeah, goosh.
Cool. And there is this flash in the room too as the pod opens. You see liquid start to pour out, and as a form starts to appear, there's just a whoom. This bioluminescent flash that blinds all of you for a second. And as your eyes recover, you can see this form that's bent over at first and stands up in the room. And standing in front of you is the new version of Goat, which you all can see. You can clearly tell it's her from her facial features. You can tell it's less the jawbone, the large. It's not a large underbite; it's a bit of an underbite, but it's a very firm, established jawbone. And her hair even looks exactly the same. She has the same crew cut on the sides, with the coif on top. And as she stands up, you see that she stands at a very low height. She's very short, and her form is not the same hulking presence that it was before. This Goliath form that was bigger than anyone on the ship. In fact, she's about knee height to some of you. And you all see that she is a gnome.
Oh my God.
And you can see here on stream, she is not just a gnome. Her very pale skin and long ears with this glimmer in her eye shows that she is a moon gnome as well.
Whoa. I see the art. If you
look at the Roll20, you can see the art for it. You all can see it as well here on the stream.
Cool hook.
But Jordan rolled a rock gnome on the chart, and he was moon gnome, and I was like, moon gnome. It's a moon gnome.
Yeah.
Here too. I mean, you cast the spell, so there's a little bit of this
look.
You can see the starry. There's you can see a moon, just her pupils. Her eyes are all dark, and there's this shining pupil in the middle that looks like a moon itself, and there are these constellations around it, and it feels very much like something written in the stars here a bit. And the first one to walk up to her after the blinding flash is Arigula, the ancient dwarf, and he floats over and bows to her and says, "Oh lo," and she looks at him and goes, "Oh lo," and nods, seemingly to speak this ancient dwarvish back to him, and she goes, "All right." what the hell did you all do to me? And she's like looking down at her hands. She's like, I'm tiny now. And like looking around, she's like, but it's so good. It's so good to be back. She says.
Yeah.
And
I think,
I give her a hug.
yeah. I think Moonboy runs up to her as Kai's hugging her.
I think it's like a, if you'll permit, it's sort of like I force a group hug.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Big
I
group
hug everyone to
and
Like
her.
crushing
If she's
her.
cool with it. No.
Okay,
Well,
Kai,
maybe
let's
a
have you
little.
do something that you haven't done in a long time, but we should have you do. Is a hug check.
Oh,
let's get that hug check.
let's roll my new ducky dice. Rolled a 1.
Oh! Nice, Jason. Give us some description. Give us what does a critical fail look like? You can do it. I know you can. Give us the total fail here. It can be with love. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it is like I draw everyone to her, and it's just like way too much, way too fast.
Yeah.
And everyone's getting crushed, and everyone's uncomfortable, and everyone except for Kai is in pain.
Too many.
Be back.
Release.
I don't even know why I'm talking. That's how people talk when they are crying, and I don't even cry.
Please, let us go.
I don't know how, but I feel like I would if I could.
Too many corners to this
I'm sorry.
hug.
I'm very sorry. Sorry.
Ow. And Moonboy kind of
Sort of
Steps
set everyone down.
and takes a look at this new moon girl that stands before them. This kin. And he's like Lunastarin magic. She does love her little surprises, doesn't she? The moon was at play this day, friend, sister. And don't worry, you'll get used to being short. It has some advantages.
Yeah. She looks at you and she says, "Well,
We're going to need a pickle barrel."
Yes, I. She's like, I figured you had something to do with this. She's like, I never minded you being short, and maybe I will just, might have to lift a couple less barrels now, right?
You're still pretty strong, but wait until you see
She
the
picks you up
size
and
of
holds you up with her arm.
Look! Wait until you see the size of a BLT now. It's going to blow your freaking mind.
There's one thing you know about me, it's that I love a BLT, she says.
No one told me I don't have any tomatoes.
We didn't know.
Could probably find some.
You tell me there's no tomatoes in Moonboy's greenhouse down here?
Oh, yeah.
He's
Oh, there's
just gonna
tomatoes
grow.
down there. There's definitely, but they're like Lunastarin tomatoes, so they're all blue and sparkly, and they make you trip for about a half hour.
Well, that sounds all right.
It's
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
It's a weird lunch, but it's a
Nice
good lunch.
duration.
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
BLTs
kinda-
for everyone.
Kind of looks over at Moon Girl, who's also in here,
Yeah.
and he's like, I thought I was the last one, and I'm so happy that I was so wrong.
Yeah, she looks at you and kind of like you can see tears in her eyes, and she's like, "It's just about, it's just, I can see the galaxies in her eyes," she says. "And sometimes you just need to know people who can see the moonlight." She says, "It's not about who she is, but there's no way," she says, the moon girl's like, "There's no way that she could do this without, have already seen the moonlight in you and in all of us, and if,
I gently take her flask away.
Also, Harlan, apparently we're a little quiet.
Cool. Is everybody quiet now? Okay.
They can hear me,
Cool. All right.
And that's
all
about
right.
it.
No.
Noted and good.
The worst case scenario.
All right. I'll boost everybody a little bit, and we'll keep rolling here.
Apparently it's fine now.
Cool. Good. So yeah, she's just kind of like weeping a little bit, and she's just happy to be back. You know, like it's less about even. You can tell quickly that the jokes about her form are just like she's like not worried about it. She's just happy to be here, and she quickly you see Goliathan is here too, and he is very clearly has made a few different jumpsuits in a few different sizes, and has pulled out one that is gnome sized, just in case, and quickly throws the other, just like shoves the others in a drawer. He kind of walks up to Goat and presents it, because before there was just literally the flowers kind of like covering what is necessary as she came out of a pod and was just kind of generally covered in leaves. And she slips on this jumpsuit that has a goat patch on her jumpsuit, and she's like, I saw the flurry of everything. The swirl of color that, I was a part of it. And, I talked to folks. I got to decide if I wanted to come back or not, and I did. I did want to come back, and I'm grateful for being brought back, and but I felt it. I touched everything, and I can tell you that if you all visit, the city of Flurry as well, you will know whether or not you should come back too. And, of course, I forgot to tell you, Lighthouse says hello.
All right.
Lighthouse.
Yes.
That guy.
What's he up to?
He's a bit of a celebrity in Flurry, because he's someone who stepped into the void and came back, and so he just lives in that city as a ghost, kind of like talking about the importance of letting go. And in Flurry, it's like the in between, the people with hang-ups are like to hang out there, and he's become a bit of a spokesperson for letting go and moving on into the Great Gate.
He's a ghost grief counselor?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just kind of shepherding people into the Great Gate at their own speed, and I got to have a good chat with him after touching, the flurry of everything, and anyway, it was just wonderful, and so now that I'm back, I feel so grateful for the opportunity and to be back here with you as this tiny little gnome. Her voice says, and it's coming out weird too, because there's this little bit of a squeak, but it still has this deep, jaw-y, guttural resonance to it, even though it's in a smaller body, and so her voice is different, but still you can still hear it inside of it.
Well, I think we're all long overdue for a bit of a lunch scene.
She says,
I would
I'm
make
starving.
sandwiches.
I've not eaten one time in this body ever. And it made itself.
Here we go.
So, yeah.
I'll make you a very special sandwich.
I'll go get some of those trippy midnight tomatoes.
Perfect. Let's meet. Rendezvous in the kitchen.
Freakiest tomatoes you'll ever have.
Yeah, and she's
as we kind of shuffle out,
like Cobble and Relic are here, and they're both just have their hug moments where they're weeping a bit, and they each hug her, and she kind of grabs them by the face, and it's I'm glad to be alive, and I'm glad you're alive, and is going around the room and giving her thank yous and just being happy to be back. And then what are you doing inside of that?
Just nice. As we shuffle out, Moonboy kind of pulls her aside and is like, Did you see the moon over there?
She looks at you, she says, I did not see your moon.
Okay, that's fine. Come on, let's go get some sandwiches. I'll show you a thing or two about being a moon gnome. Now you're going to want to lick things. Don't do it. People don't like it. And kind of just goes off on that kind of tangent as they walk away.
I love it. She's like, Moonboy, this is merely a vessel. I have no knowledge of Lunastaran culture, she says, laughing, and pats you on the back.
No, it's more of an instinct. You'll see.
And she's like, one moment, and she turns around as everyone's heading toward the kitchen, and she kind of like ducks back so she's alone with you, Flute, for a second, and she looks at you and says, I know what you did.
I'll kind of like stoop down a little and to be more on her level, and like I'm sorry, Goat. It was an accident. I was just trying to get away and save everyone. I didn't want you to die. I just brought you back.
Was it an accident, Andrew? Out of game. Was it an accident?
It was. I turned the ship up and used her body to like knock down the bad guys, but I didn't. It was like using her unconscious body to knock. I don't remember even who the enemies were on board the ship.
It was a bunch of mirrors.
Yeah, it was basically using her as like an obstacle, not in a way that I intended or knew that she would die from, but in a...
Not in a bad way, not in a bad way.
In a way that was reckless, for sure, yeah.
I totally, I trust your judgment. I'm not grilling you. I'm more of, I want you to tell us if you're rolling a persuasion check or a deception check, and tell us why.
That's a tricky one. I think it'd be a persuasion check for myself to convince myself that it was purely an accident.
I'm totally
but
cool with that.
It was certainly a reckless maneuver, for sure. It was a reckless maneuver, but I wasn't like, I'll just kill Goat by using her as a projectile. That wasn't the intent.
Yeah. Honestly, if Flute believes it, I believe it. So.
Yeah, and I believe it too. Andrew believes it, so that's 3.
Sure.
So, what am I rolling? A persuasion roll?
Yep. Wow, I like that.
I thought you were saying that's 3, like you rolled 3.
No, yeah, me too.
No, but I did roll poorly.
That was a good plea to the jury, too. The jury of chat being like, also, I'm telling the truth. Okay?
Furthermore. No, I can remember the scene. I just brought her back. She was unconscious, and I flipped the ship up so that she'd fall down the hallway and take those guys out. It was a reckless move for sure.
Wow. But Chad is defending you. They said, if I remember right, Andrew forgot it would give Goat extra death saves from the damage, like that it would knock saves off. So
yeah, I don't think it was intentional to hurt.
It was absolutely. I would never intentionally be like, I don't care if Goat dies. I'm gonna. I was like, I have nothing. I can't like defend myself. I have to like use the ship and the objects within it to my advantage, and it was bad luck.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, Andrew, is totally.
It was. Let's say it was a bit of recklessness and some bad luck stirred together in a pot. I'm sorry, I did roll. I got sidetracked. I got an 11 on that persuasion roll.
Did you? I want you to look me in the eyes and tell me if you did or not. I'm just kidding.
I got an 11.
I'm just kidding. Don't worry. I got a 9. So,
hey, you rolled 2 under instead of 1 under.
Yeah, I know.
A rarity.
That also happened to me. I ran a game for Rachel this weekend, and happened to me 3 times in a row where I rolled 1 under the DC. So it's my thing. So yeah, Goat looks at you and she says, I know. I saw the whole thing. And I only bring it up because I want you to know I'm glad you did what you did. When I saw the flurry of everything, I understand your cowardice your fear is part of love of being alive. And that the reason it's such a weakness is to you is because you want to take care of people and you want to help and you're just afraid that you won't be able to. And she pats you on the kneecap and says, it's okay, buddy. You did what you needed to do to save your friends. And even though it killed me, I still view myself as your friend and you as my friend.
Well, all the same, I'm truly sorry. It was a reckless thing to do, and I wouldn't do it again.
Well, I forgive you.
Thank you.
And I'm going to need a lot of your help on the ship because I am tiny now. So you're going to have to do more than push barrels around.
I'll nod. I'll be like, that's more than fair.
And then she also, Moonboy, you hear her kind of like waltzing into the kitchen with, like she like catches up, she like pulls you and Moon Girl aside. She's like, is there any cultural significance to moon gnomes fighting? In Lunastera, is there any like, cultural baggage and like, things that are attached to... Are Lunasterans often associated with being violent?
Well, all I remember is in bits and pieces from a sort of a shattered memory, and the Moon Girl would know more about it, but my heart tells me that we will fight to protect those who cannot protect themselves. And there's sort of an overall tenet of don't be a dick. I remember those words echoing through my mind, as though it was carved in a big stone somewhere. Don't be a dick.
Yeah, and Moon Girl's like, in fact, I would say it's, you're talking about planets full of people. So, it's a little too, I wouldn't say there's anything associated with, like, anyone in particular, because we're talking about different, there are plenty of moon gnomes who are big old assholes and who are very violent and are prone to, as like going off, and she kind of like puts her hands down, like quelling them. She's like, I'm just saying that I am in a new body. And I view myself, because I am in a new body, I feel like I am allowed to view myself differently because I'm not associated with my own family's trauma that was placed upon them. So now I feel free of it. I feel allowed to be my own person outside of my own family heritage. And so because of that, I would like to kick some ass.
That's the spirit. And you know what? I believe you will. And I believe you'll know when it's time to kick that ass.
Yes.
And he puts out a hand and gives her one of those Game of Thrones handshakes. And then he kind of pulls it into one of these and then puts his thumb and does a pinky. And he's like, I was trying to do like a moon gnome handshake, a special handshake, but I didn't.
I don't know what that is because I don't know.
Me neither. I was making it up on the spot, and it was I was going to. Maybe we could work on one. Maybe we could come up with one since we're like the only three left. Maybe.
And Moon goes like, there are lots more, but we don't have to get into that now. Yeah, there are lots more.
Wait, what?
Yes, the world, that was specific. The world wasn't destroyed. It was spun away, which means it was dispersed throughout all of existence. We are very rare in each point of existence, but...
Rules. That rules, and also, I feel a little less special now.
You should. Maybe that's good for you, she says, booping you on the nose.
How dare you say that to me, the main character of Better Than Heroes?
How dare you speak to the protagonist that way?
Yeah, Goat looks over and is like, is this a cultural thing that I'm missing? And Moon Girl goes, no, he just talks like this sometimes.
Sandwiches!
Yeah. Oh, gonna go lick
I think
me a
it's a Druidic
sandwich.
thing because I don't understand. Yeah. Cool.
I'm a bit of a Deadpool.
And Moon Girl
Just
pats you
love
on the back and
Deadpool.
is like, no, you are very alive. You're fine.
Right. Come on, let's go lick some sandwiches.
Cool. And you all gather here in the kitchen of the Dinger, that is parked inside of this larger workshop here. It's parked in these ports that are in the center of Jadorian. It is not inside of the workshop. It's like right on the cusp of where ships are being produced and also where ships are docked. So you all can have this downtime. And as K.A.I, since you are someone who doesn't need
Sandwiches.
to eat, but have, you kind of do the front end work here and prepare food for everybody.
I do.
And
Yeah,
you're
you guys
able to just look around the room and see your group of folks just, munching away. And what would you like to do?
Well, before everybody tucks in, I will present them with a table full of sandwiches, and they honestly look like crap. And you are all very surprised to see the low quality of work from K.A.I. But then, K.A.I, I reach out and I wave my hands, and there's a magical aura that descends over the sandwiches, and all of a sudden they begin to change, and they look gorgeous. The most incredible sandwiches you've ever seen. And I say, please enjoy. These are cursed sandwiches.
Excuse me?
Oxtrillion eats his immediately. Just immediately.
cursed-
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I give you the cursed sandwich. You see, what I've done
Right.
is by taking a terrible sandwich and cursing it, you make the greatest sandwich of all time.
What's the curse? Are we going to get cursed?
No, it's the sandwich that has been cursed, which alters it fundamentally and takes its
Right.
identity, subverting it in and on itself through a, dark and twisted process. But the end result is a completely safe, excellent
Right.
sandwich.
Right, it's like a reverse curse. Like if a sandwich already sucks and loves to suck, then the worst thing that could happen to that sandwich would be that it becomes good.
Moonboy understands perfectly. That is exactly the process by which these sandwiches are made. Enjoy.
Yeah, I think,
Like fucking moaning and screaming sandwiches.
yeah, I'll dig in.
Cool.
They're wonderful.
Same.
Yeah, I think that
I am also going to take this opportunity to be like, it would go great with this. And he kind of places his hand on the table, and out of this plate grows a bunch of lunastarin mushrooms, and we will have a hero's feast here.
Ooh.
Yes.
ooh,
Yes.
all right.
Yes.
All right. Hell yes.
TV's Nicole Conlon, everybody.
Hey, Nicole. Hey,
Hi.
Nicole. When are you going to guest
Nicole.
on the show? When are you going to guest on the show? So that's, I'm continuing this bit that
Nerds.
I'm continuing this bit that we have that Nicole is saying no to being a guest because she's not. But I'm just going to continue to act like.
I'm going to get
trying to pull
wedgied
her
so
in.
hard after this.
Yeah, if you all could just tweet at Nicole Conlon, why aren't you on Better Than Heroes? That would be great.
But it's
Why
going to
do
have to be
you
one of
hate
your
us?
500 tweets a day. What is happening?
Yeah, who knows?
Ugh, yeah.
Shout out to Blue Sky. So, yeah, you all have the effects of a hero's feast. As
What's the
these-
HP bump off the Hero's Feast?
Let's check it out real quick. Hang on, I got to do some rolls on my phone. But
It's getting
carry on
towards
in the meantime.
nighttime, right, Harloid?
Wow, that's a new one I've never gotten before, and I
like it.
demand it from now on.
It's the
love it.
Spelljammer version.
Our Lord.
You all, because you all teleported back to Jadorian, and it is closer to nighttime here. You rested all day, had one of those real Sunday nap days, and then teleported back in the evening. And you also really circumnavigated a lot of the hubbub in Jadorian, which isn't like revealing anything. It's more of just like you all went with a purpose to go see Goat, and to kind of like reconvene with this new goal of going to the Psychropolis, and you're really only going back to Jadori, not for any pomp and circumstance, but to like do strategic planning. So as you all have the evening here, you've got Oxtrillion in the room with you, this like flame elf boy who you rescued from the Tears of Saloon. You've got Nyx and Talon, your allies who have returned to you. Moon Girl is here. Olafenticulus is not here, but is in the work. You know that he is in the workshop, really tinkering away as well. And you've got all of the folks who were Cove of the Bones folks who they've kind of been escorted into town they were like given quarters and such, were kind of like tucked into town, but Whipper is still here and with you, wanting to be part of the conversation of what's going on with things as well. And so, yeah, this little council almost is here, packed in like my Thanksgiving table, which is just like, a lot of
council
people.
of Elrond.
Yeah, really like a packed house full of people in the hull of the Dinger. Goat's new form is here. Cobble's here. Relic is here. Goliathan is here. Goliathan is handing out Rocky Talkies to people, and
nice.
Everyone who is in this room right now has a Rocky Talkie. Goliathan has a surplus of Rocky Talkies. He's like, I made them. This is, if I can make one thing, I can make one magic item, and it's this, and that's why I make Rocky Talkies.
Fantastic.
Perfect.
It's kind of a hobby of mine.
Off my list.
Yeah.
I give Moonboy's back to him. I don't say why, but it smells so much like pickled roots and stuff that I want a new one.
Moonboy,
Wouldn't want you. I know you were partial to your own. Here you go.
oh yes, thank you. That's perfect because I don't think I can carry the one that I got. And he holds this enormous Rocky Talkie and passes it back to Flute. Looks like a big rock for that one.
Immediately put the old one in your mouth.
Well, while Jordan's frozen here,
He froze.
Andrew, once all these Rocky Talkies are handed out to people, you hear a call come on them, and you hear it's like it's a wild thing. Like there are now maybe everyone in this room has a Rocky Talkie, so there's at least 10 like Rocky Talkies in the room now, and you hear a voice come over all of them at the same time. That is the voice of the Breeze Traveler, and you hear, "Hello, I am using one of my calls. I am using one of them. Do I have permission to use one of my calls? Right. I can't remember how many I was allocated, but I know I got at least one, maybe only one, and I'll use it for this if that's necessary."
Yes, read you loud and clear. Breeze Traveler, this is the Windrider.
I was listening from some of the communication over the Rocky Talkie, and I heard that you all are going to the Psychropolis. Is that true? Can you confirm yes or no? Over.
I'm back.
Does it make sense that he would have heard our plan?
No.
Oh. Interesting.
Also, everybody plus 18 to your max HP.
Nice.
Take it.
Really stomped that roll. It actually might be more than that. Let me check.
Plus, what was it? 18?
18.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Sure will.
Yeah, that's kind of odd.
How did you hear about what we're doing?
Well, I must admit, your for some reason, my walkie-talkie has been transmitting just everything that you all have been saying. I think it's, I have been hoping that it would, because I just want to be a part of things, as we have sacrificed a lot in our position, and we're holding out as best as we can, being a defense of the solar side of this system. And so I just wanted to feel included in what is happening, and then one day I just started working and doing that, so I apologize if this is an overstep, but it's more, I did not do anything directly to do this, but I have heard everything you've said for a long time.
I look at K.A.I and Goliath and arch an eyebrow. Can I do an insight roll on this? These walkie-talkies have never done this before.
You can't do an insight roll, you can do an arcana check.
Yeah, DM, as an expert on magical items, does this feel like Can I do one of those as well?
Yeah, I'll look to K.A.I and Goliath and is like, is this... I'm giving them an unspoken look, like, could this be true?
Goliath is immediately defensive, like that. No way. I've tested these. There ain't no way I should be able to do that. K.A.I, you can't do an Arcana check. You can do a religion check.
Religion?
Which has a much lower DC than Flute's, and it is specifically kind of like, I know your Arcana, you're able to rule out everything immediately, and you kind of get here. Flute, what did you get in your Arcana check?
Oh, okay. You do want me to roll it? 7.
Cool. You don't trust Goliath's, like, you don't know how, he's not a tinkerer. He just makes these, and you're like, to you it feels very like bubblegum and rubber bands, you know? You're like, you don't know how these things are made. Who knows what power is here. You can do it whatever you want with that, but there's no explanation to you of why this is happening. You just kind of distrust everyone involved. K.A.I, what'd you get?
I'm going to use a flash of genius to make my 15 a 20.
Can you do that with any roll? I thought
Skill checks. And
I thought for some reason it was just intelligence checks, but I believe you.
Flash of Genius is fucking wild. I actually looked it up because I had
an
that same
intelligence
question.
check.
What?
It is?
Yeah, it's knowledge, religion.
Wow. For some reason, I thought it was wisdom.
Same.
It's my Catholic upbringing right there. That's all. And so,
but it's, the specific wording is ability check or saving throw.
Yeah, I totally believe it. It makes sense. I also should know that by now, but I just always accept yes whenever you flash.
It's that you add your intelligence modifier. Maybe that. Anyways,
sure. Regardless, this is something that you have been around enough of these fish folk shenanigans that it makes sense to you why a very desperate breeze traveler surrounded by a bunch of his crew would be able to bend the rules of magic, which is what is happening here, because this should not work like this, but he's bending the rules of magic, and it is true that he didn't do this intentionally, and it is also true that this works like this now, and there's something about his want and belief in this that is causing the rules of magic to break and to be reformed around what he hopes for. So I'm gonna leave that to you.
Let's make our magical wishing boy wish that the elder brain died of an aneurysm in his sleep.
It might work. I think we're looking at another the sinker type situation where could be some more of that Kuo-Toa manifestation going on.
Right.
But not manifestation like a book that a scammer would write, like the real kind that Kuo-Toa
I'm not a scammer. I'm not a scammer, he says, coming over.
You're not a scammer, Breeze Traveler. We believe you.
It's not your fault. It's
Did you guys ever hear about the tales from that one zone of Twilight? And there was that one tale about the kid who could wish anything into existence.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
And it was super terrifying.
Yeah.
That's kind of what's happening here, a little bit.
That's what I was thinking
about.
Am I
the terrifying kid, says the Breeze Traveler.
Well, maybe, but I think you've got a good heart, so it won't be a problem.
Okay,
no, it's not you, Goat.
No problem. I am here as the Breeze Traveler to, like, I can, if this is true, then I'm happy to wish anything for you.
Well, I have good news, Breeze Traveler.
I wish I could dunk. I wish I could dunk.
Good. If you could
You
start.
can fly, Moonboy.
Yeah.
Flying is not the same as dunking, and any dunker would know that.
You know what? Moonboy, you can now cast the jump spell one time per day without expending a spell slot.
What? Okay, I got a wish. Okay, I wish.
Oh, wait, let's think about this.
The Breeze Traveler comes over again and goes, I'm just calling to say that, I'm using my one here. I won here to say that
Give him another.
I have been to the Psychropolis before. I was.
Oh, really?
I was overtaken. My mind was overtaken at one point. I and many of my crew was a minion, and so I remember because after I heard you all mention it, I wished that I could help you, and I remembered it. I remembered what it was like on the inside. And I can send you an image. Would you like to see what it was like on the inside? I can send it to you.
Yes. Or perhaps you want to meet us here in Jadorian? Maybe we could get more information.
It could take up to 8 days for me to get to Jadorian.
God damn it.
But if I were to come alone for a short period of time, I could draw you a map.
I'll kind of look at them and shrug.
Right, we could do that.
But you have to take me back because I feel responsible for my crew.
We have to take him back.
Maybe
right.
I think maybe someone here might know the teleport spell. If you could give me the runes to Jadorian, can you give me the runes to the Jadorian teleportation circle, and then I could maybe have one of my crew teleport.
I narrow my eyes.
You hear him yell, "Does anyone here know teleport?" And someone goes, "Oh yeah, shit."
The equivalent of is there a doctor on this plane? Does anyone here know teleport?
Does anybody have the phone number for the teleportation circle in Jadorian?
I'm looking at K.A.I. I'm looking at Moonboy like, does this all track? I mean, like, I guess it tracks.
Makes sense. Now somebody give me the rock.
Yeah. I am gonna tell the Breeze Traveler,
Make sure you bring that Rocky Talkie with you so we can figure this out.
Done, he says. And are you giving him the coordinates?
I don't know, I'm looking at K.A.I.
Does he seem mind played?
Yeah, can I do an insight check
Does he seem like he's behaving?
All three of you can roll insight checks with advantage because this voice is echoing throughout the room. So everyone is helping you here.
Wow. All right. As I roll Trasho.
I'm rolling so bad on my new dice.
Me too. I got an 18.
18 is great. What are you talking about?
That's bad for me.
Yeah. What'd you roll, a 2? Yeah.
Hang on, my insight is plus 10. I got a 19.
This dude is not mind flayed. He is weathered,
He's worse.
beaten,
He's
and
a
broken,
fanboy.
but he believes in you all. This is a holdout. This is like you all. The only weird tinge you hear in his voice is being like, "Can I come backstage with you and hang out?" You know, like he's not gonna be cool about it, but he's not
He's earned it.
by any means. Yeah.
Yeah, he's very helpful,
part of the group
I
now.
bear him no ill will at all.
Right. If here's the runes.
Cool. And with that, we're going to cut to break. We're going to take a 5-minute break where we drink, pee, and we'll see you on the other
I
side.
can't believe it's already break time.
Yep.
Do you have a pen? Here's the runes.
He says, "Don't worry, I can remember." Yeah.
Down.
All right.
Circle.
See you in 5 minutes. Bye.
Yobby.
Benjamin Franklin will put up with eagles no more.
Aaron, can
Bullied by eagles.
you say the name of the band again?
Bullied by eagles?
There we go. Okay, cool. Thank you. Chat, there is the name of your next band. If you're looking for a band name, it's Bullied.
Apparently,
check 'em out.
Benjamin Franklin hated eagles, and we posit that it's because he had like a personal relationship with one. I can't even leave my house to
An
go to the
eagle
brothels several times a day.
Gave me syphilis.
She broke up
I
with me, and now I can't hang out with her family.
An eagle keeps puking trout down my pants. Or something bad, I guess.
And she makes me pay her.
Oh boy.
Okay.
What are we doing? Playing
Anyway,
D&D?
Dungeons and Dragons.
Let's do it. What's Breeze Traveler's ETA?
Immediate. He's there right away.
Imminent.
Oh,
Just
wasn't
there.
ready for it to be so fast.
Yeah, he gets escorted in by Auntie Rabakosh, who's like looks like you woke her up, and she's like, "Somebody told me that this person was allowed here. I remember them from before, but I'm also very sleepy," she says, and drops him
I
off
offer
and
you-
comes
Should
back.
be all right.
Can I offer you a cursed sandwich, Breeze Traveler, Auntie Rabakosh?
And just like, "No, I'm not as young as I look," and walks away.
I'm going to give the Breeze Traveler one of those predator handshakes right out of the meme when it
these?
comes in. Totally for show. There's the whole council there. The Breeze Traveler comes in. I want him to feel like he's a real hero for
Roll
coming in.
a persuasion check with
Could it be a
performance check. You're right.
Performance?
With advantage.
How's he looking, the Breeze Traveler?
We'll get to that. We'll get to it. But I want to do this first.
That'll be a 31.
Oh yeah, Andrew. he is. This is the best moment of his life. So will you paint the scene a little bit for this? Like, because even he was so happy to meet you before, and this is the first time he's seen you again since you sent him out on the mission, and he has been killing his mission. He's been crushing it, and he comes back, and Kai, to your question, he looks haggard. Like, he looks beat down, beat up.
Missing some scales.
But the thing, yeah, exactly. He's got some scars, some burn marks, but the thing that is not missing is the sparkle in his eye, the true belief and joy he feels.
He just has one eye, right?
Well,
Yeah,
he has both.
He
has
wears an eye
both
patch.
eyes.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah, exactly.
That's right.
He has both eyes. He just wears an eye patch.
Performative eye
Correct.
patch,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
me in high school. Cool dude alert.
Did you have a performative eye patch in high school?
Dude, that for a small window, absolutely.
That's so cool. I never even
No,
thought
it's
of that.
Not.
I can't wait
I
to
might
bring
do it right now.
I'm gonna
I'm
make
gonna
sure
do it
and
too.
tell the Growlix about that so they can bring that up in case we haven't talked about it.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
So, like, he looks terrible, but Andrew, I wanted you to give us a little bit of scene as you do the Predator handshake, and the room kind of like silences itself.
Yeah,
and
you
can feel it. You can feel how important this is to him.
Yeah, like he gets ushered in, a kind of bedraggled. He's like this kind of little figure. There's this room full of people, most of whom he doesn't know. It's a council of people from all over wild space.
But who are important?
Talent.
Who are very important.
Yeah, there's like that kind of serious air, and he's kind of ushered in like an intruder almost. Not an intruder, but like, who's this guy? Who's this fish dressed up like Flute? Jesus. And I just very quickly, as soon as I see him come in, I just stride over, and right in front of everyone, I give him the handshake, and I'll even turn to everyone and I say, "Everyone, this is the Breeze Traveler," and I'll kind of like hold his hand up.
Everyone
And
starts
then-
clapping. No one knows why.
And Moonboy runs in and dunks right on both of them. Like, just a huge they didn't realize they're standing right under a backboard.
The moon
goes,
girl had put up. The moon girl had put up a hoop for you all in this this dinner scene. Yeah. The ball bounces off the breeze traveler's head.
It's so insane.
He
Thanks, Breeze Traveler. You did that. You did that, my man.
He bows to the room a little bit here.
So funny. All right, I'm sorry. Yeah, we'll get Breeze Traveler situated off from a sandwich, everything.
He bows to the room a little bit here, and he holds his hat that doesn't have a feather in it, but it has a fishbone, and is much more tattered than you saw. Before he was like playing dress up, and now he looks like he's in adventurer's clothes, and he still has the big belt buckle that says Sinker on it, and and your old eye patch as well. And he looks at the room and says, "Did the council of the Dinger, to the Dinger's council, I say thank you for all that each cell of you all are doing, because I know how much my arm of this has sacrificed. And I imagine you all have been putting in the same work to keep this world safe, to believe in things like our leader, the Windrider, believes in things. To believe in things like we should stay here with our friends, and that this world is valuable, and that people should be taken care of. We are also fighting for this truth and beauty, the beauty of song and performance and sword," he says, holding up his sword that has this like magical shimmer to it. And he says, "And I thank you all for sacrificing as much as we have sacrificed," and bows again.
That was really good.
I'll just clear my throat real quick. Yes, indeed. Would you like a sandwich?
Wow. Windrider, you look like you're dressing up like him now. I'll hand the Breeze Traveler a sandwich. Cursed sandwich?
Any delicacy from K.A.I is an incredible gift, he says, and like kneels in front of you and holds his hands up for the sandwich.
I give it to him, trying to like it's a enchanted sword.
It's all everything's a crazy ceremony with this
light
guy.
your way.
I love it. Is he a paladin? A paladin of the Sinker?
Oh, I think he's a warlock.
He's a
I
warlock.
think he's a warlock.
A warlock. Because a paladin of this, he's got a little bit of paladin vibes, doesn't he?
He does.
Misguided paladin. It's a new brew.
Lockadin.
It's something I was going to keep a
Lock.
secret from Andrew, but he asked specifically and rolled really high on it, is that he is a warlock and not a cleric or a paladin. And so he takes the sandwich from you and breaks off a piece of it, and he goes, "It is good to break bread with you, K.A.I, the inventor of both delicacies and terrible weapons," and cheers it to you and takes it, and he goes, "Oh my god, this is the best food I have had in my whole entire life. Thank you." "Thank you," he says, making eye contact with you the whole time, and continuing to eat it as he's saying thank you and making eye contact with you.
I'm glad you like it. And I continue I am, to not make it awkward for him, I maintain eye contact with him while he eats and thanks me through the entire sandwich. I do not break. I remain with him.
Yeah, you don't blink anyway. Just...
No. This is how I wish everyone would eat.
So good.
Just kidding.
That is so good. It probably wouldn't make you feel uncomfortable inside either. You're probably just like, cool.
No, it's nice.
He's very into it, and I'm not going to make you roll. It's incredibly earnest. He's just he feels part of the crew right now, and he obviously knows so much about you all, the lore behind you all, as much as things that facts about you. And so to eat some food from K.A.I he thinks it's the coolest thing in the world, that he's gleaming. He's like, oh, I almost forgot. And he like spits out part of his sandwich on accident and then like looks worried that he's being rude and scoops it back up and like has spit out this chewed up part of sandwich and like scoops it up and then eats it again. And
Good
then
Lord.
swallows it. And it's like, I almost forgot. I have both delved into my subconscious and also asked others who are a part of my crew to delve into theirs to see if we could gather up anything, because our minds were, many of us, our minds were possessed by the mind flayers at one point. So those of,
Right.
some folks have joined me in sharing in this collective dream, kind of putting the puzzle pieces together. And so we have drawn, and he pulls out from inside of his jacket, a map for you of what we could remember and what we could know. And I will show it to you all on Roll20 here.
Ooh.
And
What? What?
and I will show
Two
it to
hard
you.
assets in one game? What?
And so it is. You all
Amazing.
have two You all
Mine's
have two
locked.
layers to the Psychropolis that you all have a map
Oh,
of.
sweet.
You have this one, and then you also have this one as well.
Whoa. The brain vault,
Amazing.
huh?
So good.
Brain Vault was the first thing I saw,
This
too.
is so cool.
I'll ask him, like, do you know where the Elder Brain lives?
We do not. Everything that we were able to pool together here is shown on the map. And that is the best that we can do.
Probably
That's
just
great.
go towards
Very helpful.
wherever is the best defended.
Right. Look at that big chamber. I bet it's in there, Moonboy says,
be.
and he kind of shudders. He's like, I hate mind flayers. And you know they want my brain because I'm the smartest.
Breeze Traveler, if you wanted to distract the Mind Flayers and get them to perhaps, I don't know, leave the Psychropolis or turn their attention elsewhere, what would you do?
I would make them think that they have a strategical advantage over you. Because every time that they were able to swarm us and kind of surge toward us, it was because they had a strategical advantage. So the moment they think they have the upper hand, they will capitalize upon that.
Maybe we could agree to their meeting that they offered us and send duplicates, illusions.
It's hard
Interesting.
to know the way they communicate with telepathy if we can't.
I mean, it
Talk
wouldn't
back.
last. It wouldn't last, but it would. You know, it's a trick.
Might give us an opening. I mean, if they thought that. If we had someone, not sure who this would be, but attack the outside, like we talked about, perhaps our ally on the outskirts of Jadorian could help. And they thought that they had the advantage, perhaps, that would be enough to give us an opportunity to get inside
And
the back way.
The Seeker's like, wait, explain your plan to me. I'm confused. You all are going to sneak in?
Yes,
what
we're
we're
going
thinking.
to sneak in and kill the Elder Brain.
At this point, you hear a voice that is familiar, but who has not been at the table yet, but floats in, and you hear Aldous the Ortling say out loud and kind of like quiets the room with his calm voice. And he says, "A thing you should know is that," he says, "I am very studied in what the mind layers can do and what they cannot do. The thing you should know is that they will be able to sense any sentient presence that is there almost immediately." And the Breeze Traveler nods and agrees and says, "Sneaking is not unless you can shield all of your minds, sneaking is going to be a bit of difficulty.
We may be
shield our
able
minds?
to shield our minds.
We have the amulet.
I have this. He pulls out the amulet we've been using to sleep, which will cast a sphere of
I think we
non-detection.
specifically use that to keep the mind flayers from knowing where we were too.
It would provide some shielding. You do know that, yeah.
Maybe we
If
could
you all
get
are
another
all
one of
able to
these.
stay within the perimeter of it the whole time.
At the very least, it could buy us some time.
Now wasn't there a lab? Didn't we talk about a lab somewhere that had a back route into the Psychropolis?
Yes, it's Florial's laboratory. We've been there before.
Orio's Florboratory.
We used it to find another back door to, I believe it was to Ventress's vault, right?
So we go there with the A team, whoever that ends up being, and we protect our minds. We send B team disguised as us to the meeting, which is obviously a trap. With a way to get out, they'll have to be able to teleport out. We don't want to send anyone to their deaths. Not again. Not like this. And then, once they launch their attack, we strike from the back with our mind shield. The
Breeze Traveler raises his hand.
Yes, in the back.
You don't have to raise your hand. You can just talk.
No, he does. I told him he has to.
Yes, and I observe the rules. A thing I know, at least, is that they are able to sense any sentient mind. Is that correct, Aldous? And Aldous nods at him and says, "It is correct, brother." And I think out of everyone in the room, Aldous has the most reverence for the Breeze Traveler. And Aldous and the Breeze Traveler is like, "Then I would suggest you let me and my crew come in with you as a sort of psychic guard, because they will be able to sense our brains. They won't be able to sense yours. And so they will be focused on us. And you all will have a window where they will not be focused on you, because you will be both a disruptive force inside of there, and there will be no sign of your psionic patterns."
But won't they catch you and capture you?
Could you escape by the time they reach you?
And he looks, he folds his arms and asks, "May I have another sandwich?"
Of course.
Thank you.
Do you know if we could teleport into and out of there once we're inside?
Definitely not, unless you disable the shield.
Shield prevents teleporting out?
Perhaps
Well,
from inside we might be able to disable it.
And the Breeze Traveler's like, "I am brave, and my crew is brave. And a thing that we know is that you all can save the world more than any of us can. So some of us may die, but that's a risk I'm willing to take."
Me too.
Yes. There's no scenario where we're all safe. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, everyone in this room of like incredibly powerful and important people, are all looking at the Breeze Traveler. And I want all three of you all to roll insight checks.
$20.
Also, dirty 20.
28.
Moonboy, you can see that Oliphanticulus has also kind of like wandered in and is like leaning against the door frame, and that the Moon Girl is listening to this and is like making eye contact with Oliphanticulus. And both of them, you can read the Moon Girl really well, and you can tell that both of them are emotional. Because this kid is here, and he is dressed up as Flute. And he's being like, "I am happy to die to give you all a chance at this plan. And all of a sudden you can feel in the room too. Everyone is like not going to stop him from walking into certain death because he is very passionately being like, let me and my crew help.
Would they, just to clarify, would we be sending them into the meeting that the Mind Flayers offered us? Or would they be coming with us as the A-team?
I think he's pitching they just go into the Psychropolis as like the distraction from within the Psychropolis.
That's correct.
Because the Mind Flayers can sense any sentient minds inside, so they'll be like, we've got intruders, but they won't know that we're also in there.
Because they know the layout, it would potentially give us an advantage. They could lead them in the wrong direction.
It's a great idea. And Moonboy's going to walk up to the Breeze Traveler, and he puts a hand on his shoulder, and he's like, welcome to the A-team. And if you die, which you probably will, I'll find your body, and I'll try to bring you back as something dope.
The Breeze Traveler looks up at you, Moonboy, and says, I already am something dope.
You really are.
And this new goat form steps up behind him and pats him on the back and says, dying is not so bad. Even if your body is taken over and your brains get eaten and your whole body turns into a mind flayer, you'll be part of the flurry that is everything, and you'll see what you need to see. And she pats him and says, in fact, I knew it wasn't my time because I wasn't with my mom. And if I was with my mom, I would know that it's time. But it's not. So I didn't go through the Great Gate. I hung around in Flurry and came back. And the Breeze Traveler nods and says, ma'am, I have no idea what that means, but I can feel it in my heart. And she says, that's the point. And these two little creatures nod and have a near nonsensical conversation that seems to really affirm both of them.
Yes. I gently give her flask back.
That wasn't the Moon Girl, but that was.
Well, I do it anyway.
It was Moon Goat.
I give it to the wrong person and then realize.
Yeah, I think it's way better if you hand Goat Moon Girl's flask.
It's New Goat. New Goat drinks. Oh man, New Goat drinks.
You're going to need this.
New Goat drinks and fights.
But she drinks in a way that's like no one feels worried about her. You know what I mean? She's just like.
Those were the days, weren't they?
She could handle it.
I'll ask Aldous and Breeze Traveler if teleportation style magic works inside the shield, like to a location also inside the shield.
Yeah, as long as you're inside, they know the general rules of magic. In fact, I think Olafenticulus would kind of pipe up from the corner and well, actually, here, and he's talking about these psionic shields. And he says that you could teleport from one place to another. You could dimension door from one place to another. You can really break the rules as long as you're not breaking the cusp. As long as you're not going inside and outside of the barrier.
Great. That's what I was curious about.
Yeah, perhaps we could use these Kuatoa to, if they're running around and being chased, maybe they could lead Mind Flayer guards directly to us so we could take them out.
Potentially.
Little surprise attack.
We could set up
It's a good idea.
Set up an ambush for them.
I don't hate it.
And if everything goes well, then we'll get everyone out.
And my kids will be safe, says Whipper from across the room. And people,
That's
they all
right.
kind of woo! Everyone in the room cheers and drinks to that.
Well, this is a pretty brave plan, Breeze Traveler. I guess we'll wait for you to talk with your crew, make sure that they're up for it.
I have already spoken with my crew, and they are all brave, like you.
It's time to start moving then.
All right. Oh, There's an issue with that Rocky Talkie Breeze Traveler. It's a bit of a security risk to just have you with an open line that's always on.
Wasn't it extremely helpful for me to have all of this information?
Yes, it was helpful, but going forward, just to have us all blabbing constantly coming through it might not be the best idea. But I have something even better to replace it.
Sure.
If you'll give me the Rocky Talkie.
Oh, I mean, I
check this out.
He says.
Great. When he hands it to me, I will cast Sending, and I'll speak to him in his mind and say,
Breeze Traveler, this is the Windrider. Come in.
He looks flustered. He speaks out loud, and it's like the voice is doubled for you. And he's like, this is the Breeze Traveler, Windrider. Before we get started, how many of these do I get? I don't want to.
It's unlimited. I'm afraid I have to start it, but it's just a bit of magic, and I can talk to you anywhere, and that way only you can hear it.
So you're changing the thing that lets me listen to what you're saying all the time to something that only you can initiate?
Well, yes, because again, we can't have you with a...
Brilliant, he says. Yeah, that's much more efficient.
If there was a way to turn off the constant on status of the Rocky Talkie, I'd go with that, but...
Right, because that's bad. It's bad.
Maybe you could wish for it to stop.
All the time. Oh, I mean, I would like to have a form of communication. I'm sure maybe I can have a new Rocky Talkie, and Goliath chucks him one, and he's like, "Oh, this one seems to work." I don't, not
no wishing,
hearing everything all the time. He says,
"Yeah, wish for it to work exactly like it does right now."
I'm sorry. I didn't wish. It's not a thing I can't just wish for something to be true and for it to be true.
Right. We're being disrespectful. Sorry.
Well, we just got dunked on by Moonboy because you can.
Yeah, Moonboy does a little double dribble real quick. Look, I've got skills too. It's not just a dunk.
I mean, that's probably from him believing in himself. He said, "I wish I could do this," and then he was able to do it.
Oh my god, is that true? And then he drops the ball and it bounces away.
Yeah.
I am unsure of what you are speaking of, but I do know that I want to help you all deeply.
You already have.
He says, I have shared the teleportation circle with my crew, and then 25 Kuatoa walk into the room. And he says, they've learned teleport very quickly. Or this one did.
All right.
Yeah. Lupa.
The Breeze Traveler's crew. I'll hold up half a sandwich.
Hello. Yeah. I will curse some more sandwiches.
Could I have a sandwich? Could I have a sandwich? Like these fish.
Yes, just a moment. I'll curse up some fresh ones for everyone.
This is like when a concert gets out and you're working in a restaurant and all of the room is
hell?
We're
now in hell?
Yeah.
Vernus?
You all went from planning this encounter to this room being full of talking fish folk who are we are ready. They're all explaining the plan to everyone else. They didn't
and this is why it was too much last time. All right, everybody outside. Let's go out of the dinger. Come on, everybody out.
And the smell.
Before I forget. Oh, go ahead.
Well, no, go for it.
I was going to pull K.A.I aside and all the hubbub and ask him if he thinks Old Fenticulus could make more of those anti-scrying devices, or just having one seems to limit us.
I bet we could.
Cool.
I'll talk to him about it. I'll see what we can whip up in the time that we have. I have a couple of other things to work on. I'll go find him.
Yeah, as K.A.I is as you're asking this, and Klik is helping to shuffle people out of the room, you see that the kitchen is now just really Moon Girl, Olafenticulus, Flute, and K.A.I. And you're asking K.A.I this, and then you see that Olafenticulus hears his name mentioned, and he's like, you have questions?
Oh.
Hello.
Right. Just didn't want to
I heard
overstep. I was just curious if you might know how to make another one of these devices, or...
Yes, hold on. And he pulls out a little whistle, and he whistles into it, and Clang flies over, bonking the head of a bunch of fish folk with the bag that he's holding, just like dum dum dum, and then lands in front of you. And Oliphatic is like, I can get working on this, yes, but you have asked me to work on a few other things, which if you would like to
those
dole
blueprints
out,
that I gave you.
yes, if you would like to dole out, they're in this sack.
Oh, are they finished already? Wow.
Clang
Wonderful.
goes, finished! Seems to be learning a couple of human words.
Finished!
Good job, Clang. Good work. Good words, Clang. Yeah, I'll take a look in the sack. What do we got?
What's in the bag?
I mean, I will say so you're welcome.
I know. So the items that I gave Oliphanticulus the plans for that would fit into a bag, one of them was a very large spaceship and also a ship-to-ship level cannon. So presumably neither of those are in here. But I'll pull out what looks like a simple brass bracelet, and I will hand it to Flute. We talked about a gauntlet that you had an idea for. This right here.
Oh,
Here you are.
right. It's already
Try it
done.
on. Should be. Give it.
I'll
put it on.
Put it on my right arm.
And it immediately transforms from this simple-looking bracelet to this full forearm covered sort of metallic. It looks like kind of the same stuff that K.A.I is made of, similar to some of the other stuff he's made before. Transforms into this intricate gauntlet that's inlaid with this like glowing runic filigree and these minute moving components. And I'll send you the stat block. It is Windrider's Gauntlet of the Veil.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
And I will send it to you, and you can tell the people what it does. I'm gonna DM it to you, and then
I'll
I will
whistle
also-
appreciatively, and I'm like,
Well, I'm afraid I'm attuned to so much here,
and I'll unsling the Staff of Power and hand it over to you.
Whoa.
Ooh,
and a bag.
Oh.
Maybe you can hang on to this for me.
Whoa.
I'll give it a shot. I just was tinkering the other day. I think I can actually use this now because I'm level 14, baby.
You have more attunement slots,
Thank
right?
you. I do.
Artificer, baby.
And I will also pull out, it is a very small sort of buckler shield. And I will slot it onto my own arm. And it looks actually pretty much identical on a larger scale to the amulets that K.A.I presented to the group right before the battle for Jadurian with the shields on it. Pretty much identical to that. Like, this is I call it the fourth wall.
nice. Careful, Moonboy's
And I
gonna
would
break
love
it.
that.
Hey!
Yeah, and I will activate it, and you can see that it's this sort of tiny little shield-like apparatus. But when I activate it, it projects this vibrant, glowing, sort of shimmering field of energy made from the. It almost sort of hurts your eyes, hurts your head to look at it a little bit. It's made from the sort of raw energy of creation. I look forward to trying this one out. And then I will pull out a set of shoelaces, and I will hand them to Moonboy.
Oh, sweet.
These are for you.
I swallowed the old ones.
I know, and these will give a slight upgrade. May I?
Yes, please.
I'll sort of bend down, and the laces sort of lace themselves up in the shoes, and they immediately look sort of brand spanking new.
Whoa.
These brand new laces.
Of newness.
Got all the gum out.
You can use them to give yourself a little boost. Make yourself go a little faster.
Whoa.
So that's fun.
Radical.
And I was going to ask for more Rocky Talkies, but we don't need to worry about that. My Discord's being slow, Andrew, but I'm going to send that to you now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
just
I don't know, maybe we'll post.
mesmerized by it.
Maybe we'll
Look at
post
you,
the
Embrace-
stats for the
traveler,
shield
don't worry.
sometime.
He's gone. He's with his crew.
Oh, that's right. They all got.
Yeah, we kicked
ushered
him out.
You all are in the. You're all in the empty parties over kitchen, like cleaning up here as these things are being handed out. Bestner's like picking up plates and putting them in the Arcane dishwasher.
Did you all want to?
Thank you, Oliphanticulus. These are perfect.
He says, "Do you want me to come with you in this scourge of the Psychropolis? I was once a hero."
You've been through so much already.
I've lived many more lives than these poor fish folk that are so ready to throw theirs away. He says, I'm happy to, join their forces or, help. He says, is Moon Girl going with you? If she's going with you, I feel like I should go.
I'm not sure that this should be my decision to make. Because I don't know if my decision would be out of selflessness or selfishness. I don't know.
Flute, Moonboy, you all are both powerful and know that I am powerful. Shouldn't I go with you?
I kind of look at Moonboy, shrug. I'm like, I mean, there's no question you're powerful, but if we go in with every single powerful piece we have and things don't work out, what are we leaving behind?
It's true.
I think that decision is yours and yours alone.
Then I would like to go.
Cannot walk this path for you. You have lived many lives and many stories, and if this would be part of your story, then who are we to stand in the way of it?
Then I want to go, he says quickly and immediately. Especially if Moon Girl's calling, then I want to go.
Well, there you have it.
You should be able to go.
I'll be very helpful, I promise.
I'm sure you will.
K.A.I, you can roll an insight check if you want to.
I would like to do that. Dirty 20.
Whoa.
Same roll as the last insight check.
Whoa.
I got higher than that. And so I will say you're taking Oliphanticulus on his word here. One way or the other. That, like, for, whether he's trying to convince you or whether he's trying to hide something, he's telling you telling you what he's feeling.
Sorry, I missed the first part of what you said.
Oh, I got higher than that. So whether or not he's hiding something from you or he's telling you the truth, that like you're taking he's just giving you what he's feeling right now. So, and that is that he's so adamant to come with you because he wants to help, and he is very powerful, and so is Moon Girl, and so both of them, it will be a huge advantage to have both of them with you for sure.
I hear you. Let's take the night and think about it. All right?
Okay. Tomorrow we leave. We teleport to this broken laboratory, right? If nothing else, it will be helpful to have me at the laboratory because it's a broken down place of arcane significance, and so I could at least help maybe, twiddle the knot. You and I could get back to our old tricks and twiddle some knobs to try and solve the secrets of the universe.
That would be great.
Clang?
Oh, God.
Finished!
Secrets of the universe, he says. Yeah.
Very good.
Well, then tomorrow, he says, you and I and the team will teleport to the Arcane laboratory, and we will try and take... He's kind of like looking away at this point in passing. It's like, and we will try and take down the Psychropolis to change the fate of this world, yes?
I'm curious, how does he seem, like, medically?
Roll an Arcana. Roll an Arcana.
Yeah. $28.
It seems like he's seeing a lot of timelines stacked up at once. He has lived a lot of different lives, and a lot of the lives that he has lived, each of them have had pieces missing from it. So he was living a life as if X amount was true, and then he lived a different life as if X amount was true, and some of that overlaps. And he has not for a long, long time lived his life as if all of those lives were true at one time. And it is conflicting, and it is difficult, but it is still true. He's still not he's not disillusioned. He's not seeing the truth or not cognizant of what's happening, but he is living out a few different lives at one time.
Okay.
That's a terrible answer because it gives you nothing except for flavor. So, yeah.
Sometimes flavor's all I need, baby.
Kai loves flavor.
I love flavor.
Let's call it here, but let's go through the list real quick of who you all are taking with you as you teleport into the laboratory. Is that cool? Anyone want to do anything else? Cool.
No.
Nobody wanted to. We're not using power face, correct? No capacity. It sounds like.
Looks like that's not happening.
We're not using slow death in any
I would love
capacity.
that.
Yeah, I will say slow death comes with a deal. So if you were going to use slow death, you would have to negotiate with slow death.
Yeah,
So.
for sure.
We could, yeah.
But now's the time. Is really like if
Yeah, I'm just verifying.
that's fine.
We're,
For sure.
I feel like this is a scene where we're staying up late into the night. There's a lot of.
Totally.
We've got the map now. A lot of drinking coffee and using salt shakers to represent people.
Yeah.
a mathematician comes in and says, "Okay, so
No,
let me
I'm
explain
the
to you how
salt shaker.
quantum
Moonboy,
theory
you're-
works."
You're short. You're this rock.
Yeah, I am very. I don't need you to lock in a plan right now, especially with one of your members being missing. But I will say that I'm going to operate as if X is true, unless you all change anything before next time. So,
My pitch would be Nyx, Talon, obviously Moon Girl, Elephanticulus, Ox Trillion, and the Breeze Traveler's crew.
Pretty good crew. Anybody
gives
else?
us a little
Anybody else have anybody
bit
else
of
they want to take with them into the Psychropolis?
I was going to pitch some Kreen bad boys, but I don't think we need them now that we have the fish folk helping us out.
They might. We could ask Klik maybe if she has any specific Kreen warriors that she would want to accompany us.
Yeah, Klik might have some other insights for sure, but that'd be my soft pitch for...
They're certainly good in a fight, and they're psionic.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, that feels like a good crew to me. We can start next week with you all having made the preparations here. You're kind of like staying up late into the night, but getting enough rest to take a long rest. Moonboy, if you want to recast Heroes Feast, I think it lasts for 24 hours, but...
It does last for 24 hours, but...
we don't need to worry about it then. In fact, you can even have that spell slot back.
Great.
Which is a really broken way of giving it to you.
Thank you.
You can have the Heroes Feast without having the spell slot expended for it.
And I attuned to the Staff of Power.
Let's go.
I tuned to the Gauntlet of the Veil.
And I tie my shoelaces.
Hell yeah. Cool. Well, we will pick it up there next time with this teleportation circle being opened. I'm not, because we're in a town with a lot of people as well, I'm not even going to ask you to spend a spell slot to teleport there, because there are other casters in here. We can kind of set this up. I'm giving you the freebie of being able to teleport there, but I will say that if this is a decision you all can make before next time, is if you all expend a spell slot for the teleport, if one of you does, then you can roll it as an area that is familiar to you. And if you don't, you have to roll it as an area that you are unfamiliar with, that you've seen once. So I'll put you in charge of that, Andrew. You have to make that decision before next time, because you've got
Do I have to make it now, or can I make it?
No. You can think about it all week if you want to.
Yeah.
You have to make it before we
I only
go
have
live.
one. I've only got one slot for it, so
these bonuses from the Staff of Power.
Yeah, they're crazy.
It's insane.
Oh my god. This is
crazy.
Yeah. Shout out to Ted.
I didn't want to part. Well, I'm not gonna. You can listen to later
we'll
than
talk
Heroes.
about
If
it
you
later.
want, if you want
Heroes.
the hot dish about the Staff of Power.
We'll talk about what my armor class looks like now when we get into combat.
But I will say, from this episode kind of like on, we're in the, we're going to start next time of you all teleporting to the, we won't go straight into initiative or anything, because you're going to go straight into the abandoned lab. But from here on out, we're going to, we're back in it.
Psychropolis time,
So,
baby.
Yeah, it's Psychropolis time. So
Can I ask K.A.I to make, since K.A.I doesn't sleep and is puttering around, can I ask K.A.I to make some more treats or something? I have 2 treats.
Yeah, I'll make treats for sure.
Maybe you can bake some all-sauce dog biscuits for us to eat.
I will, yeah. I will. I'll use my cook feet, I guess, if you make me.
Yes, thank you.
love it. And then,
because once again, we have no healing potions. No,
we do.
I know that
do.
guy. I made a deal with that guy. I wrote his name down. Hang on. He's a goblin. I made up.
yeah, he's around for sure. I
We
wasn't going to
have
bring
some
him up.
healing potions.
Crispy.
That's his name.
Crispy.
We have 3 potions
No
of
healing
healing.
potions. I have 0.
We have 3 potions of healing, 1 potion of greater healing, and 2 potions of superior healing.
Well, can we say in the interim, we don't need to waste the game time to it, but can we buy potions from Crispy, healing potions?
Yeah, but in Later Than Heroes, I'm going to make you RP with me for a little bit of what that's like.
I can't wait.
So I'll need K.A.I to loan me gold too, because I have almost
It's
none.
all of our gold, and we've never spent.
Yeah, but you
Any
dole
of
it
it.
out. He's still got to ask for his allowance.
He's the responsible
in the
dad.
How much do you need?
Yeah.
I don't fully understand
Many
money, so
healing potions as I can carry.
okay. Would 5,000 gold pieces be enough?
It's probably too much, but
10?
maybe a few hundred, and I'll bring you the change.
Perfect. Never change. Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, you'll take it.
That's fine. Or you can keep it. Either way.
Cool. Well, that's it
I
for
will
tonight.
mark off some of our money for the first time.
Wow. For the first time in 3 years, we're thinking about buying potions before going into a dangerous situation. We're learning and growing.
Aaron, how much money do you have left besides that?
Well, most of our assets are not liquid. But
Yeah, we have like a spare helm and shit like that.
yeah,
right?
we have a lot of very valuable
The amount
stuff.
of
but
wild that shit I've given you is long.
Yeah, we'll pawn
We-
it, Jadorian.
How much money?
we have 12,700 gold pieces,
Do you want?
and we have some.
You
We
want
have some
6
diamond.
Do you want 6 diamonds worth 1,000 gold?
Oh yeah, we should get the
Yes.
diamonds so the Kai can bring our
Cool.
dead
Yes.
asses
If you
back to
if you
life.
cash out all of the gold that you have, you can have 6 diamonds worth 1,000, each worth 1,000 gold.
But he's giving
Wait,
the gold he
no,
has
that's
left
a really-
after he gave me
That's
few
a terrible
hundred to
deal.
go buy potions.
We don't buy those diamonds.
Okay. Well, then never mind. You don't get any. of
No,
them.
I mean we can, but they're charging us 2,000 gold apiece for 1,000 GP diamonds.
Damn, these are wartime prices.
What the fuck?
That's
Can we negotiate this in later
All right,
than
sure.
later
No,
than
we'll
Heroes?
buy them. We'll,
You want to do
we'll
the
buy
shopping
them.
scene?
We'll buy
You want to do the
those.
shopping scene? Yeah. We
We're
can do
doing
shopping.
it.
I lean
I say
in and I'm like,
threateningly.
listen, this is. I'm all for you making what you need to make on the back end, but this is double? That's unseemly.
His name is Wispy, who is Crispy's shady younger cousin, and is like,
Wario.
look, man, I'm not going to talk to you about where I got these diamonds or how I got these diamonds, but I have these diamonds. And what I can tell you is that I can find a place for these diamonds if you want these diamonds to go somewhere else. And if you want to do, you want to call in the fucking Kliks in here and you want to get them to beat me up and just take these diamonds, you could just kill me and take these diamonds. But if you want to help this country, if you want to help these people, you can pay me this price that I'm asking for you for these diamonds right now. And I'll tell you what, it's going to help Jadorian. And
I think
Crispy's
you're
like looking in the
lying to
corner
me.
and looking away awkwardly.
Who is this guy? This guy's about to get beaten to death in a Martin Scorsese movie.
Yeah, I think you're lying to me.
He's a very he's like a very praying mantis looking Kreen.
Oh, you're Kreen. Look,
Crispy a
bud,
crane?
No, he's a
I thought
goblin.
Crispy was a goblin. Okay.
It's
these
his
are
cousin.
six.
It's his cousin. You know.
These are
Crane, right?
6 diamonds worth 1,000 gold pieces apiece, and I will pay you 6,500 gold pieces because I want you to make a profit and be happy.
No deal, he says. And he walks away.
7,000?
Now you roll a persuasion check. It's what it is.
What's that?
I like how we're like, let's do this later. We're like,
I'm rolling
all
a
right,
persuasion check.
Yep.
It's deals time. Am I with him? Can I help him out?
Oh, natural 20.
Whoa, no need.
Dice.
Swish.
How far we've come from the natural
Swish.
one.
He'll take 8,000 then.
Sure. Harlan's
And that's
Harlan's
the-
getting back at me for their own personal baggage about not knowing how gold works in D&D.
This is what I'm doing. That's what it is. Okay.
Thank you, Harlan. I will
This
take
is tonight's
them
episode.
gladly.
You can have this big pile of diamonds that I just gave you.
Amazing.
This is the end of tonight's episode. Thank you all for hanging out with us. We'll see
Thanks
you
for
next time as
watching.
we head toward the Psychropolis. We'll see you next week.
Amazing.
Stargazer, Moonboy, Klik, the Crusher, K.A.I, Humbly Chef, and the Windrider, Flute, Whimteaser. They're better than he.